Yeah.
I used to make three times the
Mm-hmm.
amount that my husband made when we
Mm-hmm.
first got together.
Yes.
And I chose him. I was older, and there was one trait, one personality trait I was very serious about not
Like,
compromising on.
like.
I wanted somebody with a golden heart. I wanted somebody who would not lie, even if it was to their own detriment.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that that is maybe not a very shrewd decision,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a type of decision that is good for my personality type.
Yeah.
So I made that decision. I found this guy, and by the third time I met him, he helped me clean my parents' garage. By the fourth time we were hanging out, we were babysitting my niece, and I was making us food, and
Mm-hmm.
she was a little child. She was like 4, so she asked us to wear bunny ears. And the next thing you know, there's a man in bunny ears washing dishes in my kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and I was so like. I come from a family where all the men are super macho.
Mm-hmm.
I was so touched by this guy who just was ready to play and be sweet, and he was so secure in himself. He did not need to prove some kind of masculinity to nobody who cared, right? And I was smitten. So after some time of him and I trying to be friends, because initially I was trying to fix him up so I could introduce him to a younger friend of mine. I said, "You really love me, don't you?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, if you want to be with me," I gave him a whole trajectory and everything because I was older than he was by a significant amount. 11 and a half years, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And now, can I tell you that for the last 3 years, I've been living like his pet because I have a back fusion. I had these back issues, and he's been taking care of me. And thank God we built a beautiful life where we understand each other very, very well. So in the end, what I wanted to say, it's not a money issue. It's about, can you create a dynamic with your partner that is good for the both of you, where you are truly who you are? Because all men are not Y and all women are not X. We are not so simple. I
Mm-hmm.
might be feminine in jewels, and I like furs, and I like perfume and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But inside my heart, I am a tiger.
If you take,
You see
okay,
what I mean?
yeah, if you take your money away, the money, would he stay?
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I told you. The last 3 years, he's supporting me. The
He's
last 3 years, I have not had a job.
okay.
And when I go back to work, I will go back to work, but I will never make 3 times what he makes because I ruined my career by leaving that long to take care of my health.
Okay. Yeah.
And I am 11 and a half years older, and my husband makes me feel loved every day of my life. I make him feel appreciated and loved every day of his life. He knows he is my hero. He knows that he is my, like, the sun around which I revolve, and he does the same for me.
Okay. Well,
We
good.
are deeply, deeply in love. All I'm trying to say is that it's not money, it's not man, woman. It's about, can you find, look inside yourself, right? Not like for your followers, not to say it out loud, but inside. Where are you strong, and where do you need someone to help you? And
Okay.
then you find that person that will, pull you into the sunshine when you need to be in the sunshine, and pull you into the bed when you need to rest, and also other things too, right?
Okay. All right. All right. Let's leave the rest. For me, I understand what you said. It's yeah, there are men who are submissive like that. There are men who are like this. Yeah. But I guess because it started like that, probably yeah, it's possible. So meaning doll, good for you. Chanel, do you have any question? Because you were saying what if go ahead, Chanel.
No, I just want to respond to her.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening. No, what I would like to say is that she's lucky to have a good one.
Sure.
First of all, when she first talked about the age difference, I was like, how is the story gonna end? Like how it normally ends. But but she was very lucky to have a
Good
guy
one.
who appreciated her,
Mm-hmm.
not really for her money, because she was the provider in the beginning, but really saw her heart, And but you're really lucky because in most cases, let's be realistic, once there is a big age difference, especially if the lady is the one who's older than the guy, mostly there is mostly intentions behind it. We hear this all the time on social media, people crying up and down. He did this to me, he took this from me. So you're just lucky. But the way you guys play the role, like when you could, you took it. When you fell off a little, he took the control. That is
Yeah.
nice. That is really really nice. I just want to say you were just lucky to find a good one, but there are
Sure.
not much of them out there.
Sure.
That's true.
That's
But I have to say it's not luck. I got married at 40. So what it was that I had to wait and wait
We are.
and wait. And the guy that I found, okay, so here's a big difference. When I met him, he was 127 pounds. That's like less than 60 kilos, right? At 5'11", which is 1.8 meters, or is it 2 meters? I don't know. But at 5'11", it's almost 6 feet tall. So it's almost 2 meters. And
So wait,
when I
Doll.
started to feed him, I'm a very good cook.
Oh yeah.
So when I started to feed him and he didn't eat his mother's food anymore, he became a normal, healthy weight, like 185 to 195 pounds is his regular weight now. But I also looked at him when the younger women wouldn't. So that's one small difference. And the other thing is that I already had experience. I did not. So first of all, I don't come from a Christian or a Muslim background, so I don't have a lot of hang-ups that some people grow up with. I'm from a Jewish background, so I had experience in relationships, and I already knew from my own like cultural background how to partner well, right? How to kind of like not be just like background music in a guy's life, but really be a partner, help this person move forward, but do not accept any BS from them because you're not their mommy.
Okay.
Right? You're their partner.
Okay, but let me ask you this, Doll. You help him.
Sure.
You help him basically move forward, right, in terms of his professional life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I came from a staffing background.
Yeah.
So I knew how to create a career for him. So he was one of these people who was intelligent, but we call it underemployed, meaning that you're employed, but not to your ability.
Yeah.
And that happens to a lot of people who don't have confidence, maybe because of, their individual reasons, or because in his case, he went to art school because of American parents, or, sometimes like people like me, I'm an immigrant from an ethnic other group, and I never felt a lot of confidence either.
Okay. All right, Rams. Rams, what are your thoughts?
Yo,
Yo,
what's up?
good man.
Yeah, so I was gonna say in terms of this topic, I think I don't really care if she's making more than me. I mean, not presently, but if she's making more than me, I don't really mind. I think it's just as long as the guy is the one who's like, taking care of the bills or just doing the man stuff that I think we're supposed to do as men, then it doesn't really matter. Because if I'm still taking care of like the rent and the main things of the house, if she's getting more money, then that's just a bonus. Because, she might use that for things like she sees that I'm, still being the man of the house and taking care of things. She might, do something with that, invest it. We can kind of work on it together. But as long as I would tell her straight up, I'd be like, you don't have to pay for this, this, and this because that's my job. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So
I think keep that as a guy. Like especially if you've got a job and you're doing all right, just keep that dynamic.
sure. So what if she say
It,
your money is our money and my money is my money, where basically she keeps her money hidden away from you? How would you feel about that?
oh, I mean, depends how much you talk. If I find out she's got like $1 million or something, I'd be like, oh, what's going on there? I mean, it depends. I feel like the best way to do it, right, is you have 3 different accounts. I'd say you have your account, she's got her account, and then have a separate joint account. And you could say that separate joint account is, I don't know, money for like a rainy day or when you're going to have a child, maybe some stuff for that. But I mean, if you're making your own money and she's making her own money, you can kind of have that separate as well, and just have something on the side that's together.
Okay.
Because then I feel like it starts to become a problem, you know. Like, let's say you have an argument, and she goes, "Oh, remember when I put this much money in this, or when I remember when I paid for this?" It's like,
Yeah.
I think depends on the dynamic that you have. I've never had those arguments with my spouse. That didn't happen. We never set up something like that. I'm very financially savvy, so I set up a certain kind of accounts and et cetera, but I made sure from early on that we were both investing and everything, etc. So you have to. There's also a very big difference between girlfriend and wife. I know that in Europe they don't see that the same way that we do here in the States, but when someone is your girlfriend, unless you're like Nordic, you're generally not planning retirement together. So when you're planning a retirement together, then you really do have to do your financial planning together. And to say, oh, my account, your account, etc. Yes, you can do that, but you're going to be setting certain dynamics, and that may work very well for you, or it may not.
All
And
right.
you just need to think, because I have a friend who's on the other side of that now. She's leaving her boyfriend, where part of the reason she's leaving him is because he didn't handle the finances in ways that were fair and proper,
Yeah.
for a couple.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
she's just moving to Asia, and that's that.
Okay. Magical girl, what are your thoughts? How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah. So you can answer to the question, and or you can just tell us what you, if you want to react to anything what you heard before, or what's basically what's on your mind.
I mean, the girlfriend slash wife earning more than the man can work for some people, but personally, it wouldn't really work for me. I mean, I think love is important in any relationship, and then comes some money until you have children, which the second priority would be your kids.
Yeah.
But at least for me, I wouldn't want to make more than my man. I kind of want to feel like he can protect and provide for me. Like I've been in those types of relationships before where I make more, and it didn't really make me. It's gonna sound so bad, but I didn't really see him as a man. To be fair, like we'd go on dates, it would always be me paying and not him. And it kind of made me feel like I was his babysitter in a weird way.
Yeah.
Wait, I got a question actually. So let's say you're in a scenario where you're with someone who you make a bit more money or more money than him, but that guy is still doing the stuff that he needs to do. Like, let's say he's still taking you out, he's paying for dates, he's covering a lot of stuff. Would you still be bothered then or not?
No, I wouldn't be bothered then. Because at least in my point of view, he'd be doing what a man is supposed to do. And I say that not because of any weird reason. Like, there's a lot of people out and about now who say that, you know, a relationship should be equal and 50-50, 100%. But I've always wanted, like, an old school relationship where the man would pay for dates and he'd give me his jacket if I get chilly and stuff like that. So for me, that sort of thing would work as long as he's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Okay.
What would you be? Because this is an interesting question. I always ask a few females here and there.
Go ahead.
What is your split? You know how like people say 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, 80-20. What's your like max split?
My max split would be probably 50-50 for Rose. Like, he'd bring home the money and I'd clean up the house. So I'm good for that type of 50-50. But I don't want to be the 50-50 where, you know, like, we're seen as equals. I want to feel like I can be protected. I want that kind of 50-50.
Okay. Then if you're not seen as equal, what are you seen as then?
I never really considered it, to be fair. So
Yeah.
I've never really thought about my answer. But I mean, if I'm gonna be paying for a date, it's gonna have to be like for his birthday or something. I wouldn't wanna do it any other time than that.
Only for his
It
birthday.
makes me feel so superficial saying that.
What?
But yeah.
Here's one.
What
If
ab-
you both lived in the house and he paid for, let's say, all the bills and everything, and he asked you to sort out the shopping for the week, would you do that?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, that falls under what I see for a relationship for myself. So earlier, I mentioned that I've always wanted like an old school relationship, and that involves that. Like, I'd take care of the kids and the home and whatever needed to be done around the home, and he'd take care of like the bills and everything else.
Okay. So I want to ask Chanel this question. Chanel, is manhood determined by a man's salary? What do you feel? Because some people think, I mean, when it comes to manhood, wait, I don't want to say, I just want to hear a woman's perspective first because I already know what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna still say it regardless. But Chanel, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about that? Does manhood equals to the amount of money or equals to a man's salary? Or does
No,
no? What determines a man?
no.
Yeah.
No, back in the days, I would say back in the days when I didn't have my own, I was still a student struggling and dating people who had more than me. That determined for me a manhood. But now that I have built myself and comfortable, I can like afford for myself what I want to go, what I want to do.
Yeah.
I think now it's more about like Ram
You
said,
too,
the
Rita.
actions, you know.
Go.
He like so much more like what he brings to us, like how can we build together, grow together, how can he take care of the family mentally, you know, physically, spiritually. I think those things matter to me more than just giving me money. I think at some point I would get used to it, it would get boring. So I think your action will keep me more excited to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Every day teaching me something new that I can learn from and grow from would keep it more interesting than just money now. If it's just money, I wouldn't even value you that much. I would just feel like I'm just a piece of, you know, attributes, like something you just need to have by your side, you know, to sponsor. I wouldn't feel very much value in that relationship if it's just that.
Okay. So basically for you, a man's value or manhood is not really based only on the money part. But I think
No.
it is a part
It's
of it.
important.
Yeah.
It's important, but it's not really like the number one.
No. What would
But
you
it's
what would you
important.
say is the number one for you?
Number one, I think I just need someone who can lead. That is number one. Just be a leader to me.
On
Yeah.
on all men leaders nowadays? Because I would assume
Not
that
all.
no?
Not all. Not all are leaders. No. You
Mm.
have some guys that have totally nothing to contribute, just the looks.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it. Yeah, no, not just be a leader. And when I mean like leader in different places, like just give me a clear road. Just tell me this is the road you're gonna go through. And let's go
Okay.
through that road together. I
Yeah.
prefer that more.
Okay. That's cool.
I was gonna say, bro, some guys are bums, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you know, as there's some guys that just, yeah,
Losers.
lazy, they don't want to do anything. Those are the worst kind of people you want to be with,
Yeah.
generally.
True.
Exactly. Like me, I don't know, they call it like demisexual. Someone who's attracted to your brain, right? To your mindset. Yeah, I'm one of those. It means that we're more attracted to personality than love. Yeah, so for me, if you can bust my brain or crack it somewhere, somehow, nah, just forget your money. I don't need it.
All right.
Like,
We
for
have
example, you know what
P8.
I would do as a good solution?
We have
If, for
P8.
example, let's say the girl
Go.
had more money, I would just say like, and this is actually an idea I was thinking about, Super. Let's say if the girl has more money, I'd be like, cool. What are you gonna do with that money? How are you gonna make more? She's gonna think like, well, I don't know. And then that's when I start talking to her about investment. Maybe open up a salon. I'll help you do that. I'll help you like make your own product. You know what I mean? Like I'll
Yeah.
give her so many ideas and things that even if she's still making more than me, she's gonna think like, oh, this guy is smart. He knows what he's doing. He's well rounded, etc., etc.
besides, yeah, you look for ways to add value basically to in order
Yeah,
to be able
exactly.
to, to multiply. P8, what's on your mind, P8?
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, P8.
I have all answers. You know, in nature, man is provider, and it's simple as that. In nature, man is provider, and that's it. That's it. And you know, nowadays, if you are in the West and rent is so high you cannot pay, then both women and men have to work. But that's how society is now. You know, back in the day, it was not like that. It was more man provider and woman caretaker of children. You know, and that have changed. That has shifted now.
Yeah.
Like, and now women also have to work a lot more, and you have to both of work as couple, depending how much you make, whatever, how much everything is. But in nature, it's man is provider, and men need to provide.
Okay. All right. So so basically you're saying that a man has to be basically you wouldn't allow or you wouldn't be okay rather if your woman or your girlfriend earn more money than you. Is that what you're saying, P8? You wouldn't be okay with it.
You know, it's okay. You know, especially if you're in business, whatever, you can do together. You can, you know, positive for each other. You know, you can grow together. You know, but a lot of women I meet don't have ambition to grow business or anything like that. They want normal, like a family life and caretaker.
Okay, like that. Okay, gotcha. So
Yeah, but super. Sorry to cut you.
go ahead.
What's if you was to define a man? How will you define a man? Just by defining a man, like how will you define a man? What makes a man a man? I think from there, it clearly shows the role and what makes a man a man.
Uh, I can talk about that, but most likely it's unsexy nowadays. Like a man is mostly defined by what he can do for his woman at these days. It's like that's the most acceptable way to define a man nowadays. But a man is more self-defined because we tend to say men's supposed to be leader and women are searching for a man that is a leader, but also want to say you gotta lead me like that. But how is it that the follower telling a man how to lead? I'm not saying it's very simple when you come to think of it. All men lead differently if they are gonna be a leader, but not all leaders are fitted for all types of women. Yes, as a woman, you have to find what type of man that you admire or that you would want to you admire his leadership and if see if you can rock with him. And if you can't, then it's best that you don't waste your time and seek for a person that is like that. Protector, provider,
Yeah, a man
yeah.
is a leader. He should be a leader, protector, a provider. So once that is the status of a guy, I think automatically, like once you are being with someone, you have to pick for that lead. And if you don't, which most women know, they see you like, okay, he's not, you know, getting up to that role, and they start to look down on you a little bit because you can be a leader, but if you don't protect, you don't provide, you are still lacking somewhere. So I
But a
think
leader,
once a man understands
a,
his title, it should go good.
a leader,
Okay.
even for me as a leader, these things are already and you cannot be a leader. You cannot call yourself a leader if you cannot protect. You cannot call yourself a leader if you not provide. So meaning for me, automatically in my mind, these are by default. If you're gonna anybody
There's
that
the
can
thing.
be
There's
called a
one
leader.
thing. There's one thing about leader, right, Super? That's very important. Very important. And if this doesn't exist in a leader, the whole thing falls apart.
Which one?
What's the most important quality about a leader that we all know? Ambition. If a
Uh,
leader becomes very ambitious, they got things they want to do. They got big grand plans. So I feel like when you're with a woman, if she sees that you're naturally ambitious and you're doing the actions to do that ambitious, so like let's say you want to do this kind of idea, or like you want to be the number one guy for this, or you want to do that, and she sees the hard work and ethics you do, that's also a very natural bit of value as a man, because you see like, oh, this guy, even for other guys as well, you know, when you see like your friend being super ambitious and he's like chasing his stuff, you would commend him and be like, oh, well done, bro, you're killing it, you're doing well. So I think ambition's a huge one. I think that's something
Ambition.
that could help.
But if we say what's the most important part about being a leader, the most important part is about being is having a leader that has character. Meaning character is not like it means that the person is who they say they are, basically. So that gives a certain level of trust, a certain level of loyalty that you know who you're dealing with. Because this is the problem with a lot of leaders when we even look at the African diaspora. A lot of leaders they start by making false claim and then you find out that they were corrupt. So because their character was already corrupted, but it's just that people didn't know. But character is the most important part because you to say that you are who you are when nobody is looking. So yeah. What do you
I
guys thought
think
of?
another thing that makes modern dating so hard is it's difficult to find leaders the same way it's difficult to find feminine women because we have modern day feminism, and I think it's done more harm than good.
Okay, sure. Well, let's give Aliyah a chance to then we can break that open. Magical. Aliyah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Super Life?
I'm good myself.
So am I going straight to like answering the question? Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah, let's start there just to get your, to introduce it, and then we can move further to what you want to say, what you want to add.
Okay, can your girlfriend or wife earn more than you? Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's an issue. If the woman earns more than the men, I don't find that to be an issue, to be honest. But then at the same time, I feel like as a woman, I would prefer if my man like earns more than me. It's not because I want more money, just because there's a tendency that women like to remind people, especially their men, that they are the one that have more money, right? We may say we don't care, if I'm being honest, but I did came across a lot of women
Okay. Alright.
whenever like the argument happens, right? It's like a reminder of like who pays for all of this. Like, don't you know I pay more than you? Don't you know I earn more than you? Don't you know I have this and that more than you? For like, it's good for the men to always earn more than the woman, but I don't think it's an issue for if the woman earns more money. But I don't know, like right now I can say like I wouldn't care, but if I'm put in that position where I'm earning more than him, I don't know how I will respond in a difficult time. I can pretend and be like, hey, I don't care as long as he has such a great character and all that. But then later on, like when my buttons are starting to get pushed, I don't know how I'll respond. I might be like, you know what? Don't you know I pay for your car insurance? You keep talking too much. How about I don't pay next month? Things like that will start happening. So, yeah.
I
Other than
understand.
other people.
I understand. I have a question for you now. So let's say your man is paying for your car insurance, and time of the month, emotions are high. Hormones. This is a normal thing that happens to women. So you have to try to do your best to understand and to soothe, because during that moment, that's when yeah, hell yeah. No, no, bro. You have to do that. You have to suit them because during that time of the month, oh, you mean the car? During that time of the month, their hormonal levels get super, super low, or different type of hormones get super, super high, and it makes them like just not how they want to be. So, what if during that moment, then your man just say, I'm paying for your car insurance. You shouldn't be shouting at me or saying that, saying the wrong things or disrespecting him. Would that be acceptable for you?
No.
Okay. All right.
Do you
God
know,
luck.
Super Life, I've came like where I'm at right now in life.
Yeah.
I don't need like anybody paying anything for me, but there were times where I was like depending on others, you know, whether it was like my man or anybody else. Like I was depending on where I needed help with like my phone bills, you know, just gas money and all that. But like I'm like where I'm at right now, like I can pay everything and still have savings, you know?
Yeah. And
Right, where like I can also pay for someone else and all that, right? Because I mean that knowing myself and the type of person I am, there are certain things that I will tolerate and there's certain things that I cannot tolerate, which is like if someone actually like speaks to me in that kind of tone or in that kind of way, it will like trigger me so hard to a point where like even if I'm broke, I'll be like, you know what, how about you take it? And then later on when everything cools down, I will still reject that. Because like in that moment you truly showed me who you are. So I have like a way of treat people how you want to be treated kind of thing, you know?
yeah.
So don't disrespect someone or look down on them if you have more than them because you wouldn't want the same thing happening to you.
Okay. Yeah.
But again, I'm a human being, so I don't know if, you know, my buttons are getting pushed. I don't know how I'll react. So I always do think that men should always earn more than the women, at least, or like can earn enough to cover all the bills, you know, if need be and all that.
All right, I
Yeah.
understand. So, how is it for you? Are you dating at this moment, Alia? I think you said you were. Yeah, are you
No,
dating?
no, please. Right now, it's like the upcoming next years, I just need to be relaxing and just being
Yeah.
myself.
So, okay,
I
I
think
understand.
like relationship and all that it's just too much work and it just needs too much energy. But I'm in my best life. That's what I think right now. It's like me and myself, and it's all about me right now. So I'm
Yeah,
enjoying my life.
that's good. That's good. The reason why I asked is because at the very beginning of this conversation, some men, some ladies, or some people were saying that when woman makes more than when a woman makes more than the man, or even when a woman makes a lot of money, some men can feel insecure. I wanted to know, is that what you say you're not dating? I wanted to know if that's if you're experiencing issues or
No, I, no,
struggle
no, I
in
did
your dating life.
certain people where like I was married before. So where I was like, I think I was not making more, but we were like earning equal pay. But at the same time, I wasn't paying for anything. So in a way, you can say I always had more money than him because he was paying for everything, and I was not. All my money just went to me and my savings and all that. But I don't. To be honest, I don't know. Like at that time, since I was not contributing anything to the household, I and he was. So I don't think we ever had that issue when it came to that. And the person that I was with, I don't think he ever cared if I was making more or like, you know, if I end up making like 10,000 extra money, he will be like, I don't care. Like that's your problem and that's your money. Go deal with it. You know what little he had, it was always enough for him. Whatever
Okay.
amount he had was always enough for him. So he never felt insecure. So that is why I don't know. I've never dealt with someone who feels insecure in that type of way. I feel like I always come across social media whenever I hear people talking about like, does it bother you if your woman earns more than you? And they'll be like, yeah. But I did also see in some places where women tend to remind their men that they always make more money than them. So,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So with Chanel, you said some of them will start becoming cheaper after knowing your finances. Really? Some guys do that?
Of course.
Wow.
Like you'll be talking to a guy, you know, he doesn't know nothing about you, you don't know nothing about him, you know? And he gave you all the sweet talks. Yeah, I can take care of my woman, I can do blah blah blah. And the moment he see you maybe in a nicer car or bigger house, and then all of a sudden, his story changes. He has all this problem in Africa. His family have all this
What?
issue.
Really?
So then so some, not all, but what I
Yeah.
said secondly, it depends on some culture. There's some culture where, and I see it in Holland here even, where the guys know that if I go and talk to this lady, I have to become the provider for my family. Sometimes it's a cultural thing. No matter what, from upbringing as a man, I'm supposed to take care of my family. So then getting to know a lady, they already know their role because that
Yeah.
is something that was already taught.
Yeah.
And some people, they were taught, but once they come to Europe, they forget about their culture.
Sure.
So for me, I see it a lot with like Moroccans, Turkish, and some African, I would say mostly like the Muslim side. Mostly once they get married, they become automatically that husband to take care of their family. Like I really see that a lot.
Yeah.
I see that a lot in their culture. Like the man become a provider. He doesn't even want the woman to spend a lot, just take care of the home. Just take care of the kids and take care of the home. I'm going to provide. And I see that a lot comparing to some other culture where they believe in 50-50 or where they believe in, you have more, so take care of me. I think it's also a cultural thing that is implanted from young.
True.
Yeah.
I see it too. I see it too. A lot.
Can I add an ick factor?
Go ahead.
Okay, maybe it's a me thing. You guys can also comment, the comment people, that it's just me thing. I always find it ick. It's not because he makes less money. If he asks for a loan,
For a loan?
like a loan of like any amount, I think it's an ick factor
Okay.
for me at least.
Okay. Why is it an X
Yeah.
factor?
In a way, in that moment, something within me dies that I think
Yeah.
he's not who I think he is, type of thing. Like I don't think he's a man now. Like, yeah, like he asked for me, like me, he asked for a loan.
Oh, he asked for the loan from you.
Like, yeah, like if he asked
Oh.
me for a loan.
What?
Because like, I'm
Okay.
not one to ask money for a person because I don't know how to ask someone. Like, even if it's like $5, I don't know how
Yeah.
to bring it to myself to ask for that. So it's weird for me if like a man come up to me and be like, it depends. Like if it's like someone that I'm with, right? That's who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If they ask me for a loan, I'll be like,
Yeah.
he really had the energy to ask me that, but I can't even do it. So something
Yeah.
within me dies in that moment.
I understand, but I thought
Well, I'd rather ask the
I
bank.
I thought he was I was like I thought you meant the bank, but to you I'm like, why would he do that? Because he said
Oh, not a bank.
okay.
No, not
Yeah.
that.
The bank one.
To me, like
Yeah,
hitting
to
a
you
horse or
that's
something
like
that.
no,
Yes.
that's I agree with you. I mean that's a no. I mean, as a man, you need to try to find ways outside of your woman for material stuff. To be honest.
You know what it is? A good thing, right? If you could do that before you got married, you can do it while you're married, Like you can
What do
do
you
it as in like, before you were with the girl, you were already finding stuff for yourself outside of asking anyone, I'm assuming. So just because the girl is there doesn't mean you have to stop that. Like as guys we should have like a hustle mentality, You gotta keep hustling.
Sure. Yeah, I gotta keep hustling. Don't yeah, asking your woman for a loan is yeah. Some things some things I wouldn't even think about because it's like not even in my my psyche. That's why I'm like, cringe. But yeah, some guys will do that. Sometimes some guys will definitely do that. Hey, Magical. Well, what's in your mind, Magical? You wanna react or add something?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Sorry before if there was an echo. I was in the bathroom cleaning.
Sure.
But yeah, I think when it comes down to it, it's definitely thanks to modern day feminism for women and then men like Andrew Tate for men that, keep us lonely. Because on one side you have modern day feminism who say that, we don't need men and men aren't this and men aren't that. And then on the other side you have people like Andrew Tate who prey on the loneliness of men and say that women only want your money and then that women are a bunch of whores and stuff like that. So I think it comes from both ways that they just keep us lonely. and I think they keep relationships from happening, at least serious ones, where, you know, there are women like me out there who do want a traditional relationship. I think it stops it from happening.
Okay. Yeah. So would you say, Magical, that modern day feminism is taking away or is breaking down relationship?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. I mean, it's really, really bad. And as someone who used to, you know, be in with that sort of crowd, I can say that, yeah, it definitely does more damage than it helps. Because why would you think that you need a man for anything when you have all of these people whispering in your ear and telling you that men aren't shit, and, you know, like F men and F the modern family and F like nuclear family and stuff like that. So yeah, like it's definitely designed to keep women and men lonely.
Yeah, it's a strange thing though. It's a strange thing because it's like they find the reason why we want to be together or the reasons why we value it on in each other or the things that we value in each other and try to demonize them, make them seems like it's the worst thing ever. And some people get just it's changed people's mind, and that's why a lot of the time some people, I mean, there are some, because when it comes to the Andrew Tate thing, I think it was a, since you're in the UK, I think it was a big issue in the UK because of his influence on young people. And
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
it's it's it. I heard it went so far that they made a TV series that came out. I think it was last year, at the beginning of
Yeah, adolescent.
adolescence. Yeah, it's
Yeah. Yeah, and it is a really bad problem. I mean, obviously, it isn't just Andrew Tate, he's just the most well known one. But yeah, it definitely does keep us lonely, and it keeps people from finding what could be true love, you know? And I feel like more and more people don't want to build that kind of relationship anymore because of, you know, modern day feminism, Andrew Tate, and then you have modern day hookup culture. I feel like it's all designed to keep us in our own bubble.
okay. Stacy, Chanel, do you agree or disagree that modern day feminism is somewhat designed to keep the relationship between men and women problematic? Chanel.
But I don't think it was meant to keep the relationship problematic. I think it's how the individual is taking it. I think feminism is more like just making women to know their value and what they stand for, what they should accept and what they shouldn't accept. So I think it's the individual that is overdoing it and being like disrespectful about it to each other that is making it a problem. But the meaning behind it shouldn't be anything to bring problem into your relationship. It's just being self-aware of yourself as a woman to know your morals, your value, and what you deserve.
And we see with that, I agree because I think somewhere along the way there are imposters. Just like Chanel, what you just said is empowering for women, and I would want the women to feel empowered and to know what they deserve and to know exactly who they are. But some people would take it and use it as somewhat of a tool to create destruction. And this is where it goes wrong. Because just like you said, it wasn't created for a purpose of destruction. It was created for the purpose of empowerment or uplifting or to bring forth awareness. So it's just changing over time. I think it's probably a lot of it is the wrong people that is talking about it or that's preaching it, but they don't know they're preaching the wrong thing. They're using the lens of feminism and preaching the wrong ideology of it. Aliyah, let's give Aliyah a chance. What are your thoughts about what can you react to? Or should I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you a feminist?
don't know what does that mean. Like, what
Okay.
does it mean?
Okay, then then you cannot be something that you don't know. Probably not. Yeah. So you don't know what
There
it.
are things that I agree to what that is, and there are things that I'm against.
All right. So let's start with what you agree with.
You know, like the things that I agree with is like women have like their own independence and go getting and being whoever they want. Those are the kind of things that I agree, right? But when it becomes like when it goes, because like some of the things that I've been hearing, what that falls under is like, I don't think if I want to align with that, you know, I don't want to be to a point where like I'm against men, you know.
Yeah.
So when it leads to that, I'm backing away from that. It's like, no, I'm not against them. It's just there are things that I don't like about certain men, but there are things that I do like about it. I don't think I am fully. Maybe consider me to be in the middle. Like I'm putting one leg there and the other one there. Both of me, I'm not moving from one side. So maybe in that way you can. I'm in the middle. Honestly, I don't think
Okay,
I'm
you're in the
fully
middle.
either one.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think the issue is feminism within itself. It's specifically just modern day feminism. I think outside of modern day feminism being, you know, the cancer it is upon society, I think feminism itself is wonderful. I
Yeah.
think it's done a lot for women over the years.
True. Rams, if your wife or your girlfriend gets the chance to change jobs and becoming bit of a bigger earner, would you stop her? I think we wouldn't.
Man.
I wouldn't. Like, baby, go make your money, baby. Like, seriously.
I make my money exactly.
Yeah.
And then if you know, at that point I got a business or something, I'd be like, yeah, that's even better for the business. You know what I'm saying? Then go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a hustler and she wants to be a hustler, let her be a hustler. You know what I mean? What's wrong with that? I don't get it.
Sure. Sure. And that should give
Yeah,
that
that's
as a man, that should give you newfound motivation to even get yours as well. It's like
exactly. Yeah.
everybody's getting a bigger bag. So that's like a win-win situation. Yeah. So I mean, has any man tried to talk down on you because you were doing better than them? We can start.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen it before and I've lived it personally. Like, there are some men out there who don't like the idea of women making more on them, and that's fine. But I think that when you make it the woman's problem that you're earning less than her, that's when it becomes an issue. Because most men will pride themselves on their egos as men, and I do think sometimes it can be a little bit degrading to have a woman who's more successful than you, at least when it comes to finances.
Okay. All right. Let me see. We have another dude here. Give him a moment. Yo, Zay. Zay.
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm alright. You know,
Yeah. So what's on your mind? You decided to join. What made you decide to join?
I don't know. I see what everyone's talking about.
So you have okay, let me ask you this question then. Can your wife or girlfriend earn more money than you?
I mean, that's not up to me. That's up to their company and what if they find value in her. And well, it depends, right? Because if I'm going down my career path, right, which isn't going into data, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm making like 160, 185, and she makes like 270. I mean, the fact of the matter is, you know how capitalism works. You know, whoever has more value gets paid more and compensated.
Okay.
So if like she's something like a lawyer, or maybe she works for like or maybe she's like an executive like analyst, or she's director of operations for like a holding company, probably make more money. And it's like, yeah, nice.
So it wouldn't make you feel it would not make you feel any type of way. Negative.
I feel like if she puts a value on it, and she bases her worth off her salary, she's probably gonna feel a certain way about me making less than her.
Or
And that might cause dynamics, but I think it really does rely. I think that it's not necessarily an issue for me. I think the problem lies on her, right? And whether she sees that as an issue. I know
Okay.
for me personally, like I've always been the person. I've any relationship I've been the higher earner. So that's never been my personal experience.
Okay, so you're saying that even if she's making more money than you, it wouldn't be an issue for you, but it could be an issue for her, basically.
I mean, yeah. If it's issue for her, right? If she wants someone who's going to provide for her, and like how some individuals like perceive that it means just financing every aspect of your life, which is, I think it's a little trivial, right? Because I'm not your father. I'm your husband or your boyfriend. So that's a different role. You're not going to sit on my lap and ask me for two grand every every month because you want to do like frivolous spending. And like I especially when I had significant other, I've spent money on them like always, but I'm not an ATM. I'm a human being. If that's all it's about, if she's in a relationship purely for like money or something else, or if that's really her primary focus, that's fine. Like me personally, I'm more focused on freedom, right? I see money as a vehicle to set freedom.
Okay.
So like if she feels like I'm worthless or I'm not worth as much as she is because just based off finances, just physically, I mean, that's on her. I'm quite frankly don't care, but I do believe that at least if she's in that echelon, you should at least make six figures. If you are making less than her, at least like keep yourself together, right? Because I see a lot of guys. Like my father's example, a lot of guys they make six figures and they don't take care of their body. Like men have this very interesting, like this very odd like obsession with like they'll max out one slider. If you're ever a gamer, I don't think any of you guys are gamers, but if you max up one slider on your character build, that's what I see a lot of guys doing. It's like they'll make a lot of money, like a lot of money, but their body looks horrendous, and like they don't take care of themselves at all.
Yeah.
Or they'll do focus on that, take care of themselves, and they won't make necessarily as much money, but it's okay. Which is like I think that's better, right? If you're making 95 and you're lean, like I can see your abs, I can see your V line. I think that's better to be at than necessarily like 200,000 a year, and I can see and you have a beer gut,
Okay.
and like you're underdeveloped. Like it's one of those things where it's like. So like when it comes to like going back to the girlfriend to wife thing, it falls on her and what she values. I know I value money, but I value how my body looks a little bit more than the money portion.
Okay. So you're saying that you wouldn't feel insecure about it then?
Yeah, it's not something I like on the pedestal.
Okay.
Like I see it as a vehicle.
Yeah, go ahead. Magical.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't think you can, obviously no perfect man exists, but I don't think you can do both. I don't think it's realistic to, have a 9 or a 10 out of 10 guy in rise of like looks who also happens to have money. I think that, if a man's fat and he has a ton of money, that just tells me that he's at his job every single day and that he's a workaholic and that he's worked hard for that money to the point that he doesn't have any time for anything else. So, I mean, I'd take one over the other. I don't think that it's possible to take care of yourself and work hard enough to make six figures. It just isn't going to happen. You're either going to have time for one thing or the other.
Oh, well,
I feel like I've seen men firsthand who are able to keep themselves very shredded and make well over six figures. It really is. That's a cop out. I see a lot of older men in their 40s and 50s do that. I had this conversation with my father like once a year. It's like it's a cop out. You can do it. And not only you're 40 plus, you're not going to deal with any issue with getting TRT. You can get with a trainer. You're well more than capable of affording a trainer
Yeah.
that ranges from $300 to $800 a month. You can get on a plan. You can afford all a fully whole food diet, non-processed. You can buy your groceries from Whole Foods, no issue. It's a matter of whether you want it or not.
Sure.
That's what it comes down to. And if you're too lazy to do something that simple, it's like you can go, and these guys, you can go and can blow thousands on women that are half your age that will never be in a relationship with you at a club and blow $3,000, because I used to work security and get sold a $3,000 table, and you can do all that in one night, but you can't put yourself on a training plan, take care of your body, and keep yourself in gear
Exactly.
for like a good 6 months. It's a priorities thing.
Yep.
And you may not have as much discipline as you claim you do. I don't care like how much money you make. Like I will lose respect for you if you have the vehicles and the ability to get yourself into that shape and the finances to get yourself into that shape, and you choose not to. I see that as I see you differently.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. I just want to ask, like, what type of man do you think would have the time to do that? Would it be like a CEO who's already built up
It can
his
be-
wealth and now has
it-
the freedom to do whatever?
a man that prioritize like what you were saying, there are different parts when it comes to the holistic health. A man that prioritizes financial and his body, his spiritual, a man that prioritize, his social life as well. That's what it is. It's about like what you were saying. Some men would focus on one aspect to elevate one aspect, which is their finance, since we're talking about finance and love or finance and relationship only, and ignore all the other aspects of their lifestyle. But again,
Yeah.
it doesn't, it can be a CEO. It depends what sort of, if you're thinking about the bracket of what is the earning bracket of this type of man that you specifically are looking for. But it really depends on the
Oh, I
priority.
see now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it
Thank
doesn't.
you.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, like, there's 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
1 hour. 1 hour.
Like,
1 hour.
At most in the office setting, you'll maybe work 8 to 10 hours, because I know because what people I've met, just like my father, it's like you're in your senior leadership executive role. You're working, you get to work at around like 7, 8ish, and you leave around like 6 p.m. Right, so you're doing like maybe 10 to 12 hours. You're over there and doing that like maybe 5 to 6 days a week. That gives you enough time. 6 p.m. you go sleep at 8. You come back home at 6 p.m. You go sleep at 8. It gives 8 hours of sleep, 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Depending on how you are. 6 to 8 hours. 6 hours is really ideal, because you'll wake around 2-3:30. You can go and train, do some do cardio. And in the meantime, pretty much all you do is meetings. So if you're not doing that, you're entering emails, do meetings. Before you get to the job. So like 3:30, I would say 3:30 to 4:30. Do some cardio, like go for a run, go for a mile run. If you're a beginner, like if you used to be an athlete, try to see where you're at. But yeah, start some distance running, or figure out what you want to do. Whether you want to do bodybuilding, distance running, combat sports, figure out what avenue you want to go in. And then like find some time to train, like, maybe you have a lunch break. And like a lot of these things, they get very extensive lunch breaks, like 2-3 hour break. So you probably do that. You go, that keeps be spent in the gym. After that, and like on the weekends when you have your day off, you can go and make your meals for the week. It's very simple. It's just about like managing your time properly. And that can be like for anyone. If you make over $50,000 a year, you can absolutely get into shape. Like you should be lean.
It's exactly.
From the age of like
You should be
50,
lean.
you should be lean.
And besides, it's all about, if you can make that amount of money, and you understand how to use your time to turn your time into multiplier, or to be earning more, you should be able to know how to actually use that money, make your money work for you, at least. And there's no excuse. Again, there's no
I was gonna
excuse
say,
for.
bro, even just doing if you go, okay, let's say worst case you can't go to the gym, bro, do like 100 push-ups in your room or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Healthy, do some push-ups.
Yeah.
Go for like a 10-minute jog around your house. Anything.
Exactly.
It's
All
not
right.
hard. It's not hard. I promise.
Okay, ladies, Chanel or Aliyah, do you ladies have anything you want to add? Or it's okay. I have a question for you guys. Kind of agree a little of company you support. Women who have money are taking a risk to be with someone that earns less and have no problem. Yeah, sure.
But then again, this it's like. So I was gonna say. But then, if the man's taking the right actions and he's paying all the bills, what's the issue? That's what I would say. Like, if he's giving you a financially stable life,
yeah.
then it's like
Mm,
I get you earn more than him, but he's still the man of the house and he's still paying for everything. So
sure.
what's the issue?
Yeah, Chanel. Which one would you prioritize? A man who earns a good salary, or it doesn't have to be salary, but who has a decent amount of money, or a man who has or education? Which one would you value? Money, or good earning, or education? So let's say this guy, he has less education, but he makes more. He makes a lot of money, or he doesn't have that much of money, but he has a good education. Which one? No, one. We didn't say both. One. Aliyah, which one would you choose? Or
I will pick someone with a education, than money, because with the reason that is, it's because I know that with his education, he may not have enough money or earn enough money to like buy me all the things that I want in the world and all that, but he will be able to treat me well because of how educated this person is. You know, when
Okay.
there's like a say that we like to say that it is when there's no education, there's no light. You know, so when this person lacks education, they lack everything.
Okay.
They actually lack the respect. They lack of how to treat you as a woman and all that. But with education, it does help them see, outside the box.
Okay.
A lot of the people who are not educated, they tend to treat you with their culture background,
Okay.
right? And the more restricted culture is, that is how they expect women to fall into that box and how they want to treat you based on their culture. And I don't want to be treated by anyone based on their culture if I don't share the same culture with them. And there are things that I don't like my own culture about, so I don't want to be treated with my own culture. But I do prefer like respect and treat me well,
Okay.
So I'll always pick education over wealth.
Okay. So okay, let's go to Magical, and then we're gonna go to Chanel. I don't know if you're ready, Chanel.
Sure, no problem.
Go ahead. Magical.
Yeah, I'd pick education personally for me because it doesn't really matter if he doesn't have six figures to me. As long as he has the know-how, he can start a business, he can, get investors aboard or stuff like that. So as long as he has an education and a personality, I'd believe in him and I'd cheer him on because there's a good chance he can do whatever he sets his mind to.
Okay. All right. Chanel, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So
It doesn't mean because someone has a lot of money to me doesn't mean he has that respect, the character, or I have to be submissive under him or he's going to control me. But if I have to choose, I would choose someone with education. But it doesn't mean you have your education, you're doing nothing with it just because you're educated, You have to have that education that is going to lead you somewhere for us to get there.
yeah.
So not because you are smart means you are okay for me. No. You have to have that education and you have to put that education into reality that is going to build our life together to be comfortable. But you can't just have education, I'm cool with you, no. You have to do something with it. To go
Okay.
far.
All right.
Can
All
I
right.
also add something about the education part?
Yeah.
Just because, okay, even though I picked education, well, I don't want a man who wants to always correct me because he's well educated.
Yeah, Rams. Yeah, me too, bro. Go ahead, Alia. My bad.
You know, I don't want man who wants to like always correct me because he thinks he's well educated.
Exactly.
So that part, I may have choose education, but I don't want a yapper who's always like telling me, "No, you're wrong," because I'm educated. No, I don't want that. Stay
Yeah.
away from me. You know,
Yeah,
you're that
that's-
kind of person. But
no.
yeah, I just wanted to add that part on that.
Okay, that's a good point. All right. So why don't you
I was gonna say,
why don't you ladies choose
I
the
wish-
wait, why don't you ladies choose the money though? Like the guy with money.
No, but I didn't say I need a guy. Just it should get to money. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay, but
it should get there, but you have to understand, super nowadays. A lot of people are entrepreneurs now. The most people that are even opening businesses, they didn't even finish like their high school or like university. They're opening their businesses. So nobody wants to really work for anyone nowadays. So it doesn't mean because someone just came up with an idea and is successful and is rich, makes him someone who's going to control me. Understand? So education is nice to have it, but at the end of the day, finance matters the most.
okay, that's what I mean. I think I understand you ladies.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
I understand.
Because
I understand. I understand. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Zay. Hold on. I understand you ladies, but I think it's this is social, so we have to be social. But also, is it because you don't want this man who's financially better or secure to control you? Is that what it is? That and a guy who's educated, then you can be somewhat his equal? Ladies. Chanel, anybody?
See, I almost gonna use the
Yeah.
super. I don't think a guy being rich is good. It's not about the money. It's how you go about it. You understand? So even being richer than your partner, or your partner is richer than you, it's not having the money. It's how you go about it. Are you going to, because you have money, you're gonna belittle me? Are you, because you
Quickest
have money,
way.
you're going to give me this
Yeah.
bills anytime? You understand?
Yeah.
So it's not really about the money. It's about the individual, how they go about it when they're in such a position. That was matters to me.
Okay.
I think.
All right. Oh wait. Oh, he left. Okay. Well. All right. I take your lady's word for it. I personally have been in all cases. I just know that money doesn't count for you, but it is for him. Okay. All right. But yes. All right. Closing thoughts. For me, the only thing I would say about this question is that, of course, you would want a man to be educated or be with someone that is your man to be educated. And at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, if a guy is gonna be wealthy or be rich, that means he have been doing something wrong, right? And he has had to have some sort of respect. And I'm not talking about, a trust fund baby, but I'm talking about someone who worked to build his wealth. He has had to have some form of knowledge or education in order to be able to build it, and his people skills should be up. But I don't understand, some people, both scenarios can have its positive or its negative. Rams, what are your last closing thoughts?
Yeah, I was gonna say I need that oil field, but
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah,
bro,
that oil field
generational
money.
wealth is so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong with my generation? Why is everyone's generation okay, but my bloodline is like, nah, we're gonna stop at you, bro. But what was I gonna say? No, I think, look, I think if there's a situation where she earns more than you, fine. But as a man, what can you do to provide value? So, I'd be like, cool, you're making this much money. How can I make you more money? Let me double it. Let's make a business together. Let's do this. Let's do this. So let me actually add some sort of value. So that way you might be like, cool, I'm earning more than him, but he's actually adding some sort of value to me, to my life. Two, I solely think if I'm still paying for the bills, no matter how much more you're earning than me, doesn't matter. It's just principle. If I'm still paying for the majority of the bills of the house, I'm still the man of the house, and I'm still providing you the things that I need to provide. Again, it's not really too much of an issue because you'd be like, cool, and he might probably make more than me in the future, and he's still paying for stuff, so he's still doing the bare minimum, and he's still taking care of the house. So there you go.
Okay.
So I just think it's about how you take it on as a man. If you do the actions that you're supposed to do as a man, and you get like keep your woman good, even if she makes more than you, it's not really that much of a problem. It's only if you're a lazy bum and you start making her pay for everything, and you kind of turn into a sugar mommy situation. That's when I can understand things like that.
Yeah, I mean, okay. All right. All right, Rams. Peace out, bro. Chanel, do you have any with Magical? We can leave Chanel. Magical. What are your closing thoughts to the same prompt? So the woman.
Yeah, I personally didn't pick money because I don't know. I'm one of those people who likes to buy her own sort of stuff. Like, if I was married, his money would go to the bills, but I'd use my money for like my hobbies. So I hate having a man pay for my hobbies just because I know how expensive my hobbies are. I'm an artist and all of my supplies cost a ton of money, and then on top of that, I collect anime figures, and some of them can go for hundreds, sometimes thousands, depending on the size. So I'd rather just pick a man with an education.
Okay. Okay. All right. Understood. All right. Thank you, Magical girl. And I put you in the chat. All right. Now for the woman of the hour, Chanel. What are your closing thoughts?
Okay. I'm still saying that he should be financially secure because I like to travel, I like to do nice things, and just to have that respect all the time.
Yeah.
Not only because of the money, but it's very, very important. And when it comes to education, do you know there are footballers who started like an early career? They were like scouted, and they got all of a sudden very rich, and most of them didn't even finish or have time to have their education, and it's also backfired. Like example for where I'm from, right? We had a president who was a footballer, right? And when he came into power, like everyone else was doing everything for him because he didn't have the education. Because all his life it was all about football, football, football. So when he became a president, because everyone loved him, he couldn't even come in public to speak because his English is not even good. But he's like one of the best top footballer. I think you know Josh Weir, right?
Yeah.
But while being a president, he went to school, he got his degree and everything, and it added more value to him. But he didn't know back in the days because he didn't have that power to rule a whole country. So I think education is very important, but still have your coins together, else we ain't going nowhere. Have that coins.
Sure.
And I'm not coming in that relationship with nothing. As a woman, I should come with something in that relationship. Don't come and say I'm beautiful, I'm this, I'm that. That's all you are bringing. No. If a man is going to provide for you, at least be able to bring something to the table as well in his life, not just beauty. At
Yeah.
all. It's not going to work.
Well said. Well said. Thank you. It's like
Yeah.
I feel like that last part was for me too. Like, but so the ladies can hear, like, don't just bring beauty. I can watch a picture, but yeah, well said, Chanel. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. See you tomorrow.
See you
We are on
tomorrow.
it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, good
All
night.
right. Good night. All right. Yeah. Somebody asked for me if I would choose what? If I would choose a woman that makes more than me. Not really. It's a personal preference, but if I have my woman, my wife, and she end up making more money than me, I wouldn't feel insecure. That would motivate me. I wouldn't be sleeping. That's what I would happen. That would motivate me to want to make more. That's a good thing, to be honest. Super. Should we just start selling? Yeah, we should start start selling. Oh, bro, hey, we gotta get it. Yeah, sometimes it's not a matter of how you get it, it's that you just have it, right? A real man will never accept this. Nah, it wouldn't. That doesn't do. That doesn't work for me. That's very real of you. Yeah, thank you. And also, it's just like what Chanel says, beauty, it's nice. It's nice, but if that's the only thing, it gets boring after a while. it gets boring after a while. Just okay. And the man is bad for, and the men who do will regret it later and hate, feel jealous and inferior. No, that's why I don't wanna. And I feel like I would be putting too much pressure on my woman if she's making more money than me, and I'm like, she will be have the right to look at me like this. Like, what are you doing with your life? Seriously. A real man could he be, yeah, side eyes and everything. Like, she will be perplexed. She wants to respect me. She wants to, just relax in her femininity and within my masculinity. But yeah, she's like, like she's thinking too much. I would be like, no, baby, you should be relaxing. You should be chill. So it wouldn't make me feel good about the way that I'll be making her feel.